Why will someone in their right mind decide to run a marathon? And why will someone in their right mind, if it's not getting paid, will decide to run 3 marathons in the span of a year? Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of One More Mile podcast. I am Paula, and I'm your host. I know, it's been 4 weeks without podcast, and it's been right now. If you're watching on YouTube, you might see that I'm in a new background. It's not a new background; it's just my bedroom, and I'm not with my regular microphone. I'm with my phone. I'm filming with my phone and with the mic from the phone. My camera was acting up and my microphone was acting up, and I had no time to figure it out, so I just wanted to do this episode kind of like quick and fast since I haven't posted a podcast in a while. The reason why I haven't posted in a while is majority I was preparing and I was in Mexico for the Mexico City Marathon. I ran my second marathon. It's gonna be 3 weeks, I believe, 2 3 weeks, I don't know, since I ran the marathon, the second marathon, and I did it in Mexico City. We had an amazing time. It was me, my husband, my friend Charlie, and my friend Jimmy. And Charlie ended up running the marathon out of nowhere. Amazing memories. Mexico City is one of the most amazing places I've ever been to. I can't wait to come back. Just good things all over about the marathon and everything. But I feel like since I haven't been in here, and it was the main reason because of that, I figure I will tell you why on earth am I running 3 marathons in the span of a year, especially being that this is the first year that I've done my first marathon, and I don't come from an athletic background. I don't come from a track background. I'm not fast. It's not like my body recovers like those running influencers that can run a marathon in the span of like 2 weeks and then another one. My body takes a while to recover. I'm on the slower side of running, and I still chose to run 3 marathons in this year. So let's talk about it. My OG marathon, the one that was supposed to be my first marathon ever, was going to be the New York City Marathon 2025, which is in like 6 weeks, November 2nd of this year, 2025. I've been training for this marathon for more than a year. Not training seriously, but I've been running towards this goal since 2024, or maybe since 2023, like December 2023, that I decided to do the 9+1 program in New York, which is run 9 races with this company called NYRR and volunteer on one to get entry for next year's marathon. So I did the whole program in 2024 without company. I didn't have a run club. I didn't have running friends. Now I have running friends and I have my own run club with my friend. But at the time I had no one in the running space. I knew no one. I had one pair of shoes. I it was just my family, sometimes my husband coming to support, but it was probably me majority of the time being alone doing these races trying to achieve this goal. And I was excited. It felt like a really long time that it was not coming, and it's like Taylor said, it's been a long time coming, man. It feels like I really been working towards this goal for like a really long time. I already had my entry for this year's marathon. It was supposed to be my only marathon, and I was gonna train seriously for that in like summer this year. But earlier this year, my husband, this is a parenthesis, my husband, he works in the airport. I'm not gonna say what he does and which company exactly who he works at, just for like safety reasons, and like I don't want to get him fired. But he works in the airport, and for people that work in the airport, you know that airlines, sometimes you can travel on standby for employee and for employees spouses, also employees parents. Some companies have for like employees friends and stuff like that. So literally every time that we want to travel, we can travel for free. We only have to pay for taxes or just a little fee, but it's not as paying a full ticket. That's why it might appear, because social media, it might appear that I'm a billionaire going to all these places, but in reality, we have either free tickets or really cheap tickets. to flight. So huge saving money in there. So since my husband has this perk in his job, I've always been wanted to travel. He wanted to go overseas this year, and I've always wanted to go to Paris. I had like, it's not like it's been my dream, but it's Paris. And so he was like, let's go to Paris, let's go to Paris. So we planned where we could have vacation. We planned, okay, let's actually work towards this, and let's ask for like PTO, whatever we had to do in our jobs, and let's go to Paris. So then I was thinking, okay, what are the odds that I go back again to Paris? Right now I know that it's more probably like I could confidently say like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to Paris one day. I know for a fact I'm gonna go back to Paris one day, fingers crossed and hopefully. But before, I literally, like, in my life I thought like, I'm never going to this place. I'm from Ecuador. I don't even have a visa. I didn't even have my green card at the time. I'm like, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go again. Tickets are so expensive and hotels and stuff. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna apply for a visa, if I'm gonna do all of these things, and I'm probably never gonna go again. I'm just gonna see once the marathon, because it will be so excited to run a marathon or to run a race somewhere else. And at this point, I know that I'm gonna have the New York City Marathon in November. And at this point, I know that I've run a couple of half marathons, so I know that I can get my condition, and I know that I can train to get to a marathon point. And this was around Thanksgiving, I believe, last year, where I looked, and yes, they had the marathon. And how I ran the Paris Marathon was through a travel agency. So basically, you pay like a fee. They give you hotel, they give you the race, and that's it. You're in the marathon, but you have to get a hotel with them. It's not like you can choose an Airbnb or somewhere cheaper. It was kind of expensive. But if you want to run the marathon, that's the way. Or you can do a charity and raise a lot of money, but who has the time to do that in another country, right? So we did that. I talked to my husband, very supportive. He's like, let's do it. Let's book the hotel. It's hell expensive, but let's just do it. You want to run the marathon? I'm like, yeah, when am I ever going to be in another continent? And when am I going to ever have this chance? Like, when am I going to have two working legs that can do this? I'm going to do it. So we did it. I talked to my friend Walter. I talked to my friend Charlie. We did the marathon together. If you want to see how everything went in my Paris marathon, please watch. I have a few episodes about the Paris marathon, so you can watch those. But yeah, that was basically my first marathon ever, and I thought I was just gonna leave it in Paris and then New York, and I was like, okay, two marathons a year. I have like a whole season. I have like the whole summer to recover from Paris and to train again for New York. So I'm going to be fine. That was my reasoning before doing the Paris Marathon. Then I did the Paris Marathon, and long story short, I couldn't do the race that I trained for. I trained so hard for that race, and I had food poisoning, so I couldn't run it the last 10 kilometers. I just walked it. So I know that I didn't give my all. I wasn't like fully destroyed, like my body didn't feel as tired because I didn't push as hard. It was just the food poisoning. So I knew that I had more in me and the recovery wasn't that long. And I just felt like I was scammed. I'm like, my body has scammed me. I need my revenge. So I don't know. I started thinking, and I started thinking, and I started thinking, and I really wanted to run a marathon. I'm like, but I'm like, okay, New York is gonna be my revenge, and in New York, I'm gonna give everything, and I know I'm capable of doing more. In New York, I will prove it. But then I realized that this year I was turning 26, and a marathon is 26.2 miles. So I'm like, okay, 26 miles for my 26th birthday sounds like fun. I was going to do a solo marathon, going around in the streets and just post it like, oh, a marathon. But I'm like, I want a medal and like I wanna wear a medal, and I wanna make it special. It's my birthday. A lot of people travel on their birthday. A lot of, like, it was my birthday for me. I'm like, this is my birthday gift. I'm gonna give myself a marathon for my birthday, and I wanna do an event. Like, I want a marathon. I don't want to just run 26 miles. I want to go and run a marathon. So then it was the fact of, okay, let's look for which marathons are happening on my birthday, September 1st. None of them are happening on the same day. It was only two marathons that happened the day before. One of them was is a marathon in Hawaii. It's not the Honolulu one, it's the Kauai something. And the other one was the Mexico City Marathon. I wanted to go to Hawaii, but that's like a really long flight. So no, maybe next year, maybe in another year. But the Mexico City Marathon, the flight was closed. And I've always wanted to go to Mexico ever since I was 15. So I was so excited. I talked to my husband. He was like, let's book it, just buy it, and we'll figure out the rest. I got my PTO as much as I could. He got his PTO. We went to Mexico, and yeah, we had an awesome time. I love Mexico. Best marathon ever. I PR by like 24 minutes. Even that with the altitude, it was so much fun. I did I did get a lot of people, not a lot of people, but I did get a few people tell me like, "Oh, you're gonna get injured while you're running like all these marathons in the span within each other." And it's not like the running influencers that I've seen that do kind of like they did. I don't know. I don't know if it was like London and then Tokyo, which is like 2 weeks apart, or Boston and London, that is 2 weeks apart. But this had, between Paris and Mexico, there were 21 weeks. So I did a whole 14-week training block. I rested for a few weeks. I think I let my body rest, but I did get injured. I do have to say it. And I've been to PT, I've been to the emergency room, I've done everything. It's the overuse. So after the New York City Marathon, I promise I'm gonna chill and I'm gonna relax. But I did get injured. Is this part right here? I don't know if it's my shin. Um, in Spanish, it's called periostitis tibial, which is right here. I do believe that is shin splints, but it's the overuse. I've been doing all the therapy and all the exercises, but it's just I need to chill. My body needs to chill, but that will come. That will come eventually. Yes, I've been training while injured, but I've reduced my mileage by a lot. It is what it is. It is what it is, and it's almost over. Only 6 weeks until New York. I'm not pushing that hard. When I trained for Paris, I really, really, really trained. Right now for Mexico and for New York, it's just more of like, yeah, getting my long runs and getting runs here and there, but not like super, I'm gonna break myself. The New York City Marathon, the original marathon, the OG marathon that I was supposed to do, every single marathon has been special. Obviously, Paris was very special. It was the first one. The Mexico City Marathon was my birthday marathon and was in a country that I love, so it was more special. And New York, even though I'm not from New York, even though I'm not born and raised in New York, I live in New York. I've been living in New York for 4 years. My friends are here. My run club is here. My parents are here. My brother is here. So I'm just excited to see them cheering on me, to run a marathon local, run in places where I normally train, and just enjoy the New Year vibe. Am I going for time? Yes, but if it doesn't happen, I'm not gonna punch myself in the face over that. It's just I'm just going for vibes, and I know the time will come because Mexico had a really high elevation. But yeah, if it doesn't happen, it is okay. I'm still gonna run a marathon. And after New York, I'm just gonna rest and chill. And then I think in like late December or early January, I'm gonna start the training block for the London Marathon, because I got the lottery for the London Marathon. And next year, I'm running the New York City Marathon as well. So I have two marathons, and you know me, I'm gonna have to fit another marathon in between those two. So maybe we'll go to Hawaii. Maybe we'll do, I don't know, if I get the Tokyo one, I'm gonna have to do the Tokyo one. But yeah, it's just I don't think I want to repeat marathons. Like, I wouldn't do the Paris Marathon again, and Mexico, as much fun as I loved, I will go to Mexico again, but I wouldn't do the Mexico City Marathon again just because I wanna collect the marathons like Pokemons. I'm just gonna repeat the one that I live in, which is currently New York. But then I will like, even if I go to Mexico, I would like to do, I don't know if they have a marathon in like Monterrey or like Puebla or like somewhere else, but not repeat the same ones just so I can keep doing more if I want to. But that's the thing. Why do I want to keep running marathons? Why three in a year? Why? What do I have to prove? Is it for likes? Is it for cloud? Is it for why? Why three marathons in a year? The reason is simple, is because I can right now. Is because the time is now. I'm never going to be as young as this moment. Never, ever, 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 ever again. Never. I'm never going to be as young. I'm never going to have as much health. Maybe that's not true. Maybe I can get fitter and maybe I can get like more healthy, like, get more shredded and get more like fit overall. But I feel like I'm in my prime of health. I'm young. I have two working legs that have gone through war and have not let me down. And I have, right now, it's just me and my husband on the house. We are what people call the dual income, no kids household. So right now we don't have any responsibility more than ourselves. I don't have any debt. My husband has his own debt, but it's not currently our debt. I know when you get married, it's the whole discussion of like, oh, finances and stuff, but that's his car, that's his thing that he got when he wasn't with me. So currently, I'm free of that. Like my paycheck comes and I can do whatever I want. As long as I pay my bills, my part of my bills, I can do whatever I want. So technically, we're in this point where we're good, and we don't have to worry about any baby. We don't have to worry about any dog. We don't have to worry about anything else. I literally just got my green card last year. So it opened a whole new world of possibilities. It's a huge blessing that I'm able to leave this country and I'm able to travel and explore, go back to my country, go to new places. So that too is like I was a bird in a cage. Like I can go out, I can leave the states, and now that I can, I just want to go everywhere. Um, and also we have the perk of my husband working in the airlines, and we don't have to pay a whole bunch of money for a flight. We do eventually want to have kids. I am getting the baby fever where I want a kid right now. I want to be a stay-home mom and like quit my job and just stay with the baby all day and like be happy. But in reality, we're a kid is a whole new world and it's a bunch of responsibility. And I know for a fact, even though I say like, oh yeah, I want to be those mommies that run pregnant and stuff, you never know what your body's going to do to you. You never know what's going to happen. I could have the most amazing pregnancy and I could be running around and jumping up and down and blah blah blah, blah. Or I could have a really bad pregnancy where I have to be in bed and not doing anything. So I'm just gonna enjoy while I can. I'm just gonna enjoy while I can because I know there's gonna be a day that I'm not gonna be able to do all those things. And I just wanna look back and say, like, hey, in 2025, I did my first marathon and then I did two more. And my body did that. And I wanna show my kids my medals. I wanna show my grandkids my medals and be like, yeah, yeah, I did that. So that's basically it. That I'm doing it because I can and because I want. Sometimes we don't understand why people do things, especially I don't understand. Like I have a friend, she goes every single year to Disney, and I'm like, well, can't she just go somewhere else? Like there's so many places. But in my mind, I'm like, maybe that's what people think about the marathons that I'm doing. It's like, you're running again 26 miles? Like, stop. In my defense, that's why I don't want to repeat marathons. I want to do marathons all over the world. But yeah, will I do a third marathon next year? I don't know. We're gonna have to see. But so far, we have the London one and the New York one confirmed. And yeah, this is just a reminder that if you guys want to do something, it could be anything. It could be a marathon, it could be a triathlon, it could be an Ironman, it could be anything sports related. take advantage of your youth, take advantage of the physique you have now, and if you don't have the physique where you want it to be, work towards that to make your body like a machine, like a warrior, like an avenger. You're gonna be like a warrior to make your body just this amazing thing that takes you places and does the things that only in your wildest dreams you could have imagined. Yeah, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you have done a marathon, comment down below which one was your first marathon and which one was your last marathon. And if you have never done a marathon, comment which one would you like to do, or just comment anything and anything related about things that you want to do in life that you're that you want to. I don't know what I'm saying. Just comment something nice. Thank you so much for listening. I'm gonna put all my socials in the box in the down below. My head is hurting. But thank you guys. I missed you. Stay connected on the socials. I don't disappear over there as much as I disappear in here. But I'll see you hopefully next week. Bye.